Hello, this is Nick995. For this video, I just want to talk about I just want to talk why I believe the NBA sucks, the National Basketball League, and why I don't like it. And I stopped watching basketball around last year, around the playoffs of last year, and then around the time when the Lakers beat the Rockets in the playoffs last year, and then the Lakers went on to win. I just lose interest. I just lose interest in it. I don't know. But basically, I have a few reasons here why I think the NBA sucks. Number one reason, too many threes. You watch a game, too many threes. All you want to do now is threes, jack up threes. It's like you're watching an arcade, or even playing 2K. You have those spammers on 2K. All you want to do is just shoot up threes, threes. Come on, what are you doing? I was like, I don't want to watch. This is supposed to be professional basketball, the best of the best, the highest level of basketball. And then all you're doing is watching these teams shoot threes, threes and layups, and there's no mid-range game anymore. Little to no mid-range games. Everybody, so many players, they don't even want to focus at the mid-range. You still have some players that play in the mid-range, Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler, DeMar DeRozan, but Siakam, but no, for the most part. It's too many threes, and every team plays the same. You're gonna see a lot of teams that play the same offense. Teams from the Rockets, the Warriors, the Raptors, the Bucks. There's just one guy driving driving to the basket, and it's just passing it out for 3-point shot. It's very repetitive, very, 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 and it's like, what's the point of watching it? There's no variety. The variety of play is not there. I might as well watch a 3-point contest or so. If all they're gonna do in these games is jack up threes. I even saw a stat. It's about 3 years ago when the Rockets shot 55, or was it 63s in a game, something like that. That's way too many, way too many. And then the media barely even talks about this. They just suck it up. They just eat it up. Lack of defense. A lot of teams now. Which are you'll watch it and it's like, what the hell? They're not even playing defense. You'll just have somebody just watching, looking at somebody. No, where you have the defender. They'll just be standing there and spectating on defense and not even trying to guard the guy, or because there's no hand checking, so you can't. So if you're a defender, you can't put your hand on our player on the shoulder or hand, so you can only keep up with offensive players with your feet. So yeah, the defense has taken a hit because of that, and a lot of times you'll see guys just dribble dribble to the basket, get an easy layup, no resistance at all. And if you watch basketball now and you look back in the 90s or even 2000s, you'll see it was hard to get. It was a lot harder back then to get an easier, like an easy basketball. No, it's so easy. I can see guys just dribble to the lane, layup, dunk. This man, and I don't know, for me, when I play basketball, I'm very defensive oriented. I'm more a defensive player than I am offensive player. So for me, when I see again, this is the highest level of basketball. It's supposed to be pro basketball. When I see them not play defense, it's come on, man. I could play a better defense than some of these guys. It's come on, try actually I show some effort. Oh, and this is probably this is my biggest reason actually why the NBA sucks. Super teams, overstacked teams, guys grouping up together. And like when you have that, let's say if you have like now the Brooklyn Nets, right? Who do you have now? Kyrie, KD, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, James Harden, all on one team. Like basically like they're making their own 2K simulation. They're my team 2K team, All-Star team right there. Like on one team, like you don't need like come on like where you have basically a 4 stars like on one team. Like that's trash. That's trash, man. And then meanwhile, like you'll have it so that one team will win for 2 or 3 years, and then it's just like the rest of the league has like barely hardly any chance to keep up with that. It's like that's trash. Like who wants to watch that? Like where it's the same predictable plot or no same predictable outcome. You have to really wonder though, like what's the point of watching if it's just one team winning, like, or if it's just a few, few teams are winning. Like there's 30 teams, right? And like realistically, most years only 3 to 4 teams have a chance of winning. Now again, there's many factors. There's again, basketball is very talented. It's very talent oriented. So if you have lots of talent like on a team, you're more likely to win as opposed to other sports, football or soccer or So basketball is just that, a talent oriented and star oriented, very very. So stars, they basically teams with stars are more likely to go for it than teams with rookies or veteran players that used to be stars that are now washed or so. So like if you put obviously like if you were to put KD and Kawhi like in the same team, they would like win so much that the rest of the team I wouldn't stand a chance. And now like that's why now like I am almost disgusted. Kyrie, KD, and Harden like in the same team, and it's like Kevin Durant. Like in my opinion, Kevin Durant is the most skilled offensive player ever, like to ever play the game. Like he's so skilled, like like just by looking at offense. And again, like I'm not saying he's the best player ever. I'm just saying he's the most skilled offensive player. 7 feet tall, he can dribble, he can post up, he can shoot from anywhere. He has no weaknesses offensively. None. Like he has none. So like when I see KD group up with, or no, or KD, Harden, and Kyrie in the same team, and Kyrie super skilled. Harden, this guy gets 40-point triple doubles easily. Like Jesus, like they're all on the same team. And now recently 2 weeks ago they got Blake Griffin. Like I heard, it's like who wants to watch that? They have all this talent on one team, and meanwhile you're just gonna have the entire. Like I bet you, it's just gonna be them sweeping through the East. Which I hope not. I hope the Bucks, the Sixers, the Raptors, the Celtics. I hope one of them can take down the Nets, or stop them from getting up there. But it's like no, more than likely, because I know the Bucks, they tend to struggle like in the playoffs. Predictable offense. Embiid is injury prone. Simmons can't shoot. The Raptors, I don't know. I don't know about them. I just don't know about them. The Boston, like I don't really follow that much, so I won't know. But it's like, wow, you're gonna have all these teams catching up to. I bet you it's just gonna be all these Eastern teams catching up to the Nets the next couple of years. Again, injuries, which I hope not, but sometimes like with the Nets, they have injury-prone players, Kyrie and KD, Blake Griffin. Anything is possible. Yeah, super teams, man. A lot of people blame LeBron for it, which which is fair. It's fair. How he went to Miami, joined up with Dwayne Wade, Kyrie, no, Kyrie, Chris Bosh, and then you had Eventually, you had Ray Allen coming over there too. You had Shane Brad. Yeah, it was a very overstacked team. With him just going to the finals every year, 8 years in a row, like Jesus. And then now and then you had 6 years later, you had KD going to the Warriors. I was so mad like when that happened because my team just OKC. My team is OKC, right? OKC had just lost to Golden State. They're up 3-1. Then KD is gonna go over there and join him. It's like, what the fuck? Like, what kind of snake move is that? It's a crap move. Like, he goes to a team that he lost a 3-1 lead to. Wow, wow. Like unheard of. And again, players like KD, they're too good for, like in my opinion, they don't need super teams to win, or they don't need overstacked teams to win. I tell you, man. There's also this thing where you have players are demanding trades. You have so many. It happens very often though. 4 years ago, is Paul George demanded a trade from Indiana, even though he ended up on my team OKC. I think he demanded a trade from OKC, and OKC traded him to the Clippers. Then he got all those picks. You have Russell, who else? Harden recently. Harden this year from the Rockets. He demanded a trade. He's like, oh, this is not working. I can't remember why he did, but it's like, yeah, he wanted to go to Brooklyn, and then again like that contributed to this overstacked team in Brooklyn. In New Orleans, Anthony Davis demanded a trade. He's unhappy in New Orleans. He wants to go to the Lakers. So you have a lot of this demanded trade crap. Next thing you know, what's the name? Giannis is gonna, demand a trade. He's gonna want out of Milwaukee. Blake Griffin demanded a trade recently from the Pistons. There are so many. Kawhi Leonard demanded a trade from the Spurs. Although I was happy Toronto won because of that. 2 years ago, they won the chip 2 years ago. It's like, come on, you have all these guys and they're making millions, billions of dollars. It's like, damn. And demand a trade. Then like you have these scenarios where it's just a 1 year rentals where a team can only keep that player for 1 year, or a team will be forced to trade a player because that player won't stay like on that team past that year. Otherwise, they'll lose that player for nothing. So it's unfortunate, and I feel sorry for and I feel sorry for those that buy merchandise or NBA merchandise for these star players because they're on like a different team every year. They're on a different team every year. Like I know Kawhi is gonna stay in Clippers. I know, like I know that Kawhi is gonna stay like with the Clippers, or Paul George might be traded soon. I don't trust Paul George like in the playoffs. I just don't. But soon, or even Anthony Davis might leave the Lakers, or for Sixers, Embiid might leave the 76ers. So yeah, you have all these situations. Then going back to the merchandising, so it's bad for merchandise because if you're a fan of that team, that star player leaves. It's like I spend all this money like on this jersey, and it's like that star player is gone. Like what? They're gone to another franchise. Is like, what was the point of buying a jersey? I swear, Adam Silver has, like he has a lot of work to do, preventing this demand a trade crap. It's garbage, just pure garbage, man. But again, the demand a trade crap sometimes it contributes to the super team crap, and then like it's all, like it all gets worse with the a lack of, too many threes in the game, lack of defense. And another thing too, like you will have, I realized too, like with NBA, there's just these playoff chokers, certain players they just choke like when it comes to big moments. James Harden, Paul George, who else you got there now? Who did DeMar DeRozan from a couple of years ago? Yeah, so you have these players that do well in the regular season, but when it comes to the playoffs, they fall down to the ground. They fall down, man. It's like, my God. Like, like when it's the playoffs, like I step your game up, like because like this is where like it really matters the most. And then I'm trying to understand under pressure, everybody responds differently to pressure. But like I'm watching it, it's like, what are they doing? What are these guys doing in the playoffs? They're getting paid all this money, and it's like, what are they doing? And then as a result, you get sweeps or you'll get someone blowing a 3-1 lead. Just one more point about the too many threes. Because there's a lot of threes, you'll watch a game and you'll see a team will up by 20, and all of a sudden that 20-point lead will be evaporated. It's like, where did the lead go? What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Hold on to the lead. Because if you have a lead, all you gotta do is just keep scoring. That's all you gotta do. Keep scoring, keep scoring, keep scoring. Like, don't stop scoring. I remember what happened to my team, OKC versus Boston 2018 or 2017, where Carmelo Anthony was on the team. They were basically up. I can't remember what happened, but they were up. Oh yes, they were up 7 points. Fourth quarter, there's like 20 seconds left. Carmelo Anthony missed the free throw. 2 free throws. It's like, what the fuck? And then Boston basically came back and hit 2 threes. I went to overtime, then Boston won. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? That's some garbage style basketball. That's garbage, man. That's pure garbage. Watching it is like, that's trash, man. That's trash. Giving up these, come on, free throws and all that. Or like you'll just see teams, they just, because of a lack of defense, you'll see teams give up. It's like, oh, like on defense. And then like you'll have a lot of wide open threes. It's like, guard the three, guard the three, guard the three. Guard the three, man. It's like you see, while you're playing, if you're in the NBA, right? If I'm on defense and then like I'm looking at, like I know now that they shoot so many threes. I guard the 3-point line. Like, don't give the 3-point shooters any space. You don't want them to get open. Like, guard the 3-point line. And then since you're not guarding the 3-point line, there's wide open threes. Leads get blown. Leads get blown easily. It's bad, man. In my opinion, the NFL is better than the NBA. At least the NFL, you don't have the same teams winning every year. Or, it's not predictable. Like in the NFL, I can go into a season, right? I basically don't know what's going to happen. Or, like, not exactly know what's going to happen come February, the Super Bowl time. Whereas the NBA, you basically know, you kind of know the outcome once the offseason comes and once you have these super teams. But yeah, but I stopped watching. Like, I'm not watching it right now. No way. Boring as hell. When it gets back to, days of better quality, less threes, less super teams, like, I get rid of these overstacked teams. Adam Silver, do your job. Spread out the talent. And more defense. Then maybe like I might watch it again. But man, right now, or based on like when I stopped watching it last year, man, it's just not good. It's not, and not in a good position. Like I even hear stories of ratings going bad for NBA. Last year in the playoffs, ratings were bad. Like they were one of the worst playoff ratings ever. Like ever I recorded in the NBA. It was like the worst since the 1970s. I can't remember. It was a stat. It said the worst playoff ratings since 1970s. 40 years, 50 years ago. 40 years ago. I think about how bad that is. But anyways, yeah, this is just my rant on the NBA. Please like, subscribe, share the video. Please share. Views are hard to come by. Thank you for watching.